Hi there. For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Rabbi Sholom Mimran, and I come to you here from Gibraltar, which is on two oceans, the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Behind me you can see part of the famous Rock of Gibraltar. I come to you with a pre-Yom Kippur message. Now, before Rosh Hashanah, I had the pleasure in joining your president, Joe Biden, in a New Year's message for rabbis. And what struck me was, the undeniable and unshakable message that Israel has the right to defend itself and his support for Israel, which, you could take for granted. But, as a British person, I've seen many times in British correspondence, in official correspondence, official documents, they will always refer to, for instance, Israel as Israel and the occupied territories. And that's not to say that the British don't support Israel, but just every country has their own level of support for the Jewish nation. And it's incredible to see the absolute dedication to the cause from America. And you guys might take it for granted, but it's not often in history that there has been such clear support for the Jewish nation. And it's something that I pray should continue for many years to come. There's an interesting pasuk in Parashat Acharemot, in Leviticus 18:5, chapter 18, verse 5. And the pasuk says that you should keep, the Torah and the mitzvot, v'chai bahem, and you should live with them. Right? Now, there's many explanations of what that means, v'chai bahem, one should live with the Torah. Now, the simple explanation, which is brought down in Rashi, it means it's referring to the world to come. Because ultimately, we don't live forever, but we do live forever in the spiritual sense in the world to come. So it's referring to the reward that a person gets for keeping the Torah and the mitzvot. However, the other explanation brought down in the Talmud and the Gemara is that v'chai bahem refers to the fact that life supersedes almost all mitzvot and averot. And we've seen this more than ever with COVID. At times we've had to shut down our dear synagogues, we've had to pray at home, we've had to, bar all communal services, because ultimately, Judaism, we appreciate the idea that life supersedes everything besides the three strictest averot. There's one other beautiful explanation I saw brought down in the name of the Chidushei Harim, written in the mid-1800s. He says that Torah, keeping the 613 mitzvot, gives us a life. It gives us purpose. It in essence creates a fulfillment in life that we would not have any other way. Think about those beautiful meals we have with family on Shabbat and Yom Tov. We sit around with our families, just spending time away from technology and just using and utilizing and appreciating those beautiful gifts that God has given us. Torah gives us a life. There's a term nowadays, get a life. That is exactly what we do when we keep the Torah. Now, during these high holy days, we add in the words Zochreinu L'chaim. Many times during the tefillah, during the prayers we're asking for life. Now obviously this means, according to some opinions, physical life. We want to be able to live through another year. But according to most opinions, this primarily refers to we're asking for a spiritual life. We're asking for a life full of fulfillment, a life which is full of real happiness and joy and contentedness. This past Shabbat, Shabbat Shuvah, is the Shabbat which is a Shabbat of reflection. It's the Shabbat in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And traditionally it's used, for contemplating and trying to arouse ourselves for repentance. This year it coincided with the anniversary of the September 11 attacks in New York. Now, on September 10th, 2001, 2,996 people went to bed thinking that they're going to have a regular day the next day. But tragically, their lives were snatched away from them prematurely, and they did not survive to see 10 a.m. the next day. That's a stark reminder for us that whilst we reflect on ourselves and we reflect on those who lost their lives tragically in terror attacks, we have to remind ourselves to appreciate the small things, to appreciate our family time, to appreciate the fact that we have such a beautiful religion, that we connect spiritually to God, and that, please God, God willing, we will have another incredible year, and thanks to our prayers, we will have a year of prosperity, health, and true happiness. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you hopefully all very soon. Shana Tova.